Thank you. Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam's Sports Report. Monday or Wednesday, mental health. Here's what we're going to talk about: doing the right thing today. Doing the right thing. I love when people help people out. I love to help people out too. One way you can help people learn about is your past experience with something you may struggle with. For me, being mental health and helping people that may have your disease, but even if they don't, making them realize that some people have that problem. I like to inform others, people, and give examples. A few examples come to mind that I like to give. Somebody has schizophrenia, dyslexia, or major depressive disorder. Much like major depressive disorder, which I don't have, I don't think, but I like to make others aware of it. They may have it or know somebody who does, or figure out that somebody has it maybe that they didn't know, or just help someone to know. And it's okay to get help. That's the right thing to do for yourself. And it's okay to get help. There are other ways to do the right thing as well. If you see a person struggling to walk, open the door for them. Or one time when I was at the hospital for my mental health, and he was there for his mental health, but he couldn't walk. And I wheeled him in the hospital, wheeled him on his wheelchair. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. And one thing I can do is pick up my feet and walk forward. And you don't realize it until you see somebody like it that has a disease or you have it. Then you will remember how much you missed to walk. And this other thing about this guy is he didn't come born that way. He just got sicker over time by making the wrong choices. And made me think I don't want to make the wrong choices either. There's another way, also dropping an American Express and simply returning it to a hotel if that's where it happens, and giving it to the front desk. And all these examples are something you did the right thing. Now we listen to a person telling the story of he wanted to have a lot of people there when he talked about being an entrepreneur for the YMCA and did the good things. And Evan wanted to give back. But if he can make one person's life change, or three, or 1,000, or 100, it doesn't really matter. You still helped the person and did the right thing, which was the goal. Now we listen to Sam Vaughan Sports and Brad Palmer from WSIU NPR Radio and Sam Vaughan Sports Report and Mental Health talk about doing the right thing. What do you think you need to do to be doing the right thing? Like, what do you think that means to you, and just give some examples of what you should be doing to do the right thing.
Um, I think it seems like you can't change anybody's opinion right now. If somebody has an opinion on something, there's no matter how much evidence or anything or whatever you can show them that they're going to change their opinion. I think we need to be more willing to consider someone else's opinion, maybe even change our opinion if there is evidence behind it to support, their thought or what they think a situation is. We don't seem to be able to do that anymore. I think we need to listen to more people, the opposite um, thoughts on certain things, and take them into account. It seems like now we have what we call an information silo where people only want to hear the opinions and feelings of people that think like them. They don't want to hear somebody else who has a different opinion on a subject. Or if they do hear it, they don't listen to it. They don't consider it. I think we need to start doing that. We can understand each other a little bit better, why we think the way we do. I think that will help. But right now, we just don't seem to have an appetite to do that, which is sad. It's tough. It just makes everything kind of grind to a halt. Nobody gets anything they feel like they want, or there's no compromise now. It doesn't feel like we used to have that. I feel it just doesn't seem like it's there anymore. Either I'm right, you're wrong, and you're not going to change my mind. That kind of thinking is not healthy, I don't think, and it doesn't allow us to move forward and continue to progress and help out society, and especially again our vulnerable people. They tend to get caught up in this without, they don't want to be, I don't think, but they get caught up in that, and then they and then they're left to kind of pick up the pieces. So I'd like to see more compromise, more consideration of other people's feelings, that sort of thing. But right now, I don't see that happening, at least for the near future. What
Unfortunately.
do you think?
I mean, I think it's more of like just somebody spills something, you help them pick it up, or if some person can't get to the door, or
Yeah.
some person, needs to be rolled on a cart on a wheelchair and there's nobody there, then I think you definitely go ahead and roll them to wherever you can,
Yeah, right. Little bits of kindness like that. I mean, they go a long way. I mean, they can make a person's whole day if you just help them out in that little bitty way like that. You may not seem like a big deal to you, but it is to them, and maybe that changes their whole way of looking at things. Yeah, you're right. I love these signs and the slogans. Be kind. I mean, it's simple. I mean, it sounds simple. Should be simple, but it's
the water bottle. Yeah, I've got one in my water bottle.
What's that?
I've got a little one in my water bottle.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, it starts with little bits of kindness like that, and if everybody can do that, we try to do it a little bit every day, show somebody some kindness, some respect. It's something that could change things, maybe slowly but surely. I think it's going to be a slow change if it does happen. I don't see anything rapidly changing, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I hope you're right, and that we can change the world with kindness. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
All right, Brad, I'll let you go. A good week or good week.
You too. Great to see you, Sam. Keep up the great work. Enjoy listening to your podcast and that sort of thing. You're doing good stuff, and keep it up.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Is you know when you're doing something right, and you know when something feels right. When you get that feeling, you have to keep following it. Here's an example, okay? So when I sold my business, so my first business was a biotech software company. That was the one I was making $300 a month. I built it up, sold it a couple years, and when I sold my business, I didn't know what I wanted to do next. Like, that was my first success story. I didn't know what I wanted to do next. I got invited by a YMCA in Toronto to speak to their group of entrepreneurs. And I thought, wow, this would be really cool. I've never done a lot of speaking. I think this might be a good opportunity for me to help other people. Just wanted to give back. I didn't know there'd be any business model behind it. And for the next 2 weeks, I worked really hard on making my presentation and the slides and just putting all the stuff I wanted to talk about into this presentation. And I was promoting it to the people I knew, and the YMCA was promoting to people that they knew. And in their program, people had signed up for this program. This was a free event, right? I wasn't making anything. Free, come out for free just to learn. And I remember the day comes and I'm nervous and I'm excited and my heart's beating and I wake up in the morning and I'm looking over my presentation to make sure that everything is just as I wanted. I want it to be perfect and really help these people out. And I get to the building and my heart's beating and I'm sweating a little bit. I get to the elevator, I walk up, I spend all this time promoting this event, preparing for it. I get into this big room. We had lined it up full of chairs and 3 people showed up. 3 people. My heart stopped. What? Where is everybody? We promoted this free event. My audience, their audience, where was everybody? And after I, got over my shock, I said, you know what, I took the time to make this presentation. 3 people took the time out of their lives to come and see me, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this presentation. And it was awesome. And I knew I really helped those 3 people that day. And this is another great example of listening to your head versus your heart, because for everybody, if you look at that situation from an outsider, if you look at that and you say, Evan, what are you doing? Like, you spent all this time making this presentation, you wasted 2 weeks of your life, you promoted it, a free event, and nobody shows up. This isn't going to work. This is a stupid idea. You can't turn this into anything. Look at what you did here. Just go do the safe thing and do something else. But I felt so good coming out of that presentation. I had this high that knowing that I helped these people, that I just knew I had to find a way to keep doing it. Even if I wasn't going to make money at it, I didn't have it all worked out. I just had to find a way to keep going. And again, I would feel like if I didn't keep doing this, I would live with regret. Like, I wish I had given a little bit more. And so maybe that's the way, to answer the question, maybe that's the way you listen to your heart is, if you don't do this, if you don't go down that path, will you regret this 10 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later?
To college basketball. I think KU's getting a little overrated right now. They were trailing at half last night, 43-41. Was pretty close throughout the ball game. Kansas grabbed back the lead, got to 7 points, got to 9 actually. Then KU chipped in 65-64. Kansas is down when KJ Adams made an assist at 10:22. Took a lead with 8:09 to go and wouldn't let it back. And UFC would grab back the lead with 5:45 to go. KU finally grabbed it with 4:12 to go. And this time, that one stood up. KU wins 91-87, and not a very good defensive battle. And in more college basketball, Kentucky beat Tennessee 78-73. And in top 25 games tonight, it'll be Auburn and LSU. Top 25 games tonight versus top 25, Alabama and Mississippi State. Texas is right on the verge of making the tournament. And Ole Miss, that game tips at 6. And Alabama and Mississippi State, that game tips at 6 as well. And check out football and more on that. Check out yesterday's podcast, put it here, and get 100 followers on Facebook. I can do live podcasts. That's Sam on Sports.